Well, boy, howdy, boys and girls, men and women of all ages and walks of life. Welcome once again to the garage over here. What do we have today? We've got the year-end wrap-up, we'll call it, okay? So anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful and a blessed day, and Christmas is right around the corner. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, great Christmas. The rest of our relatives are coming in on Sunday, so that's why I'm getting this puppy done today. Anyways, guys, what I'm going to do today is I've noticed on my YouTube channel I've gotten a lot of new subscribers. And I'm very grateful and thankful that. Thank you guys for watching. But what I've noticed is my older videos, especially the ones of me building guitar kits and stuff, they don't really get looked at. Now I do this wrap up, a couple times a year, but I thought for all the new guys and gals out there watching the show, I'm just going to go through all the stuff I have, minus 4. 2 guitars that I built, which you've seen in the past, my son has. He also has my number 2 guitar from my my playing professionally days. I gave that to him a long time ago. We're going to just kind of go through the stuff that I built, and we're also going to go through stuff I'm going to modify. Once again, thanks a lot for watching the channel. Let's just start with a start. About 2020, when everything went bad, I also want to state that the reason I built a lot of these guitars is because I didn't have any of these. I always wanted one, but I didn't have one, and I wasn't wealthy enough to put out the money to buy one, even a cheap Epiphone. This is the SG I built. This is the first guitar I built. It's got a glued-in neck, so I really took a big plunge there. This is all mahogany. This is stained with crimson stunning stains out of the UK. As you can see, it does have a Duesenberg Tremel. This is all gun oil finish. I've used gun oil a few times. My decal doesn't show up real well. These are really nice Kluson tuners. This thing works great. It does have Pro Buckers with coil taps. This tremolo system, guys, if you're looking for something that you're not going to dive bomb and you just want subtle things, this thing works incredible. Anyways, guys, that's the first one I built. This is number 2. This is, of course, the thin line Telecaster. This one was painted with Little Daddy Roth Mini Meadow Flake. It has Fender locking tuners. This is the first headstock I shaped. It's not quite like a Fender. It's close. And it's got these pinion in it. It does have a Bigsby style on it. It doesn't have a bunch of upgraded stuff. But anyways, there's the back. And I hadn't started making my custom cut on the back yet at that point. But this thing plays and sounds really good. It's a little heavy. Even though it's a thin line, it's kind of heavy. Number 2. Now, when we got this one out, this is one of my very favorite guitars. I've always loved Mustangs and Duosonics. This is, of course, a Duosonic kit. This is about the 3rd one I built, but I was also building an identical green Metal Flake one, and that's one of the ones I gave to my son. Now this basically is pretty stock. It's the neck that came in the kit. I cut out the headstock. There's no bridge, fancy stuff, no fancy electronics, and these are the pickups that came with the kit, the switch and everything. So anyways, yeah, this one, I love this one. They're lightweight, they're easy to play, and they got a very unique sound. Oops, that's not good. Now this one here I built for the wife because she's a purpleaholic, but she doesn't really play electric guitars at all. She plays acoustic. She's a fabulous, fabulous singer and a fabulous guitar player. Way better than me in many ways because she can kind of read charts and play chords instantly. I can't do that. I've got to practice things. This is a another kit. Another glued-in neck. And this is all stock also. All the stuff on here came with it. I didn't even put locking tuners on it because I didn't know if she was going to use it or not. This is also done with Stunning Stains from Crimson Stains. And I'm not really a Les Paul guy, but I like playing that guitar. It plays really well, really smooth. And like I said, right now there's two that aren't here. There's a PRS that was kind of green stained, green and blue. Son's got that. This is my rendition of an Iceman. Now, this also has locking tuners. And what I did with this one, this is also Little Daddy stains, Stunning Stains. It's really hard to see the flake in here, but I tried to emulate ice. As we know, ice is white and then it's sometimes got kind of a blue tint to it. So I kind of tried to do my best to make it look like an Iceman. You know, they got black ones, they got sunburst, they got the shattered glass ones. But I made this one the way I kind of thought that ice might look. This thing plays great. But it's very awkward to play. This is my Burl Top Telecaster kit. Now this is the first of 3 custom handmade pick guards I got out of Canada. This is also the neck that came with the kit, and I cut it out and stuff. And it may not be noticeable to some people, but I really dish this out a lot more than it normally comes, so I can get my hand up there a little better. And it does have my custom contour cut on the back. And all this gold hardware is aftermarket. It's got a graphite nut. Most of my guitars have graphite nuts on them. It's a very nice playing guitar, and it's not too heavy. This is the second of the fancy pick guards that I got from that guy. This is, of course, a offset fender style. It's got the back cut on it. This one I didn't modify. The red one I have given that to a friend of mine, and I had cut the body way down on it to make it a little smaller because I'm a little guy, and you know. This one is just stained with Stunning Stains once again, and this is a neck that I bought off eBay. I wanted the Vine of Life thing on there. And this also is different because it came with just 2 pickups. I stuffed that other one, and this has a 10-way switch on it. You know, up and down, back and forth. It's got locking tuners on it, of course. I love this pick guard. Maybe some people don't, but I think the color that I did this and then the pick guard really complements itself. I'm really happy with this guitar kit. And I hope you are too. I hope you're enjoying the video a little bit. This is the third and last fancy pick guard I had made. It's a 3D kind of a thing. It's pretty cool. Now this guitar, I don't know how much of this metal flake it's going to pick up, but this color is called Night Shades. And it has all kinds of different effects in it. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's holographic flakes. Now this one does not operate very well. I don't like the way it plays. I don't like this neck. This is an aftermarket neck I put on it, and it's very wide and very chunky. And this tremolo, we won't go too into it, but I'm just going to show you this one thing. See how those strings are laid out? They go high and then low and then high and low. That was a big mistake because these will just, if you just barely touch this, it'll come right out of the saddle. Same with all of them. So anyways, this is going to be worked on. So we'll set that aside in our brain. We are going to work on this coming year. I have a different neck for it. I may use it. I may just play with this one a little bit. We'll see. This also has the 10-way switch on it. I really like this. It's another dual sonic style. Mustang, dual sonic, whatever you want to call them. This is one of my very favorites. I've said that like every time. This is the famous Red Barn Strat. I get a lot of comments on this. This is a newer build. I got this finished this year, I think. It has my custom cut on the back. Stunning stains, once again. I did buy this whole pickguard assembly. This has got the 7-way Gilmore mod on it. And I wanted this to look kind of a little bit old, or a little bit like it wasn't perfect. Somebody found an old barn door and made a guitar out of it. That's why I left a little bit of the grain kind of showing still. This one plays and sounds like a dream. All right, this poor guy, I have suffered with this guy. I still have it. It's a beautiful guitar. I mean, I like the way it turned out. There's a couple things that I don't get. The Floyd Rose that came with it was junk. It was really bad. And this locking nut part has got some issues on it. Doesn't need locking tuners. But let's show it to you. And we're going to work on this one this coming year. And we're going to get this thing figured out. Also, the one thing that's very frustrating is I don't know how they wired this, but when it's in the number 2 or number 4 position, whether those two or those two, it splits it and puts it out of phase. So it's really just tinky sounding, tink, tink, tink. It sounds horrible. Now, if you like that for funk, that's okay. But I like the sound of a regular Strat. So I don't know how I can rewire that. Maybe I'll get her figured out. I've got another Floyd Rose for it, a Godo. So that'll be much better. And the neck is a typical Wizard style neck. Super thin. It's a 5-piece. We'll work on it. Don't worry. Now this is the last PRS style that I built. It does not have, well, it has locking tuners, but they're a weird kind. They don't function well. As you know, I kind of gave up on this for a while, let it sit. But now I've got it back. The great Steve Spalding, shout out to Steve Spalding, one of the greatest luthiers in the world, in my opinion. He also hand-built that one for me way, way back, 1984 or something like that. That was my first real professional guitar. Anyways, guys, this has got a beautiful metal flake finish. It's also 7-way. It's got the switch on here and these guys. This thing sounds like a heavy-duty Strat. Anyways, I'm very happy with this. So I'll probably have to put tuners on it one of these days. So that's the guitars that I built out of guitar kits, okay? So now we'll just kind of go through the ones I've modified. That is a Squier. They call it a Mustang, not a Duosonic. You see me playing that recently. I've got to rewire that one too. So that's still a work in progress. You've seen the Surfcaster before, the Squier. That one's really not modified at all except for the tremolo. It's got a big block. In fact, all the ones like this PRS here, it's got a big block tremolo in it. So anyways, this is a PRS that I've had for quite a while. I never played it professionally, but I played it a lot before I started building guitars. This also, like I said, was set up and redone with all the electronics by Spalding. It's got a coil tap on it. And it's got a nice big fat block on it. This thing plays like a dream, but I don't use it often. That's my Ibanez micro bass that I use making all my loops. This is the Steve Spalding Strat. I've had this for a long time. It got beat up pretty bad when I was a working musician. I took this thing all over, the western United States, Canada, and Alaska. As you can see, sometimes I took good care of it. Other times, not so much. And that's the color, as you can see, that it started out as. But within about 2 months, playing in nicotine-filled bars, it turned yellow. Wonder what my lungs look like. Anyways, guys, and this is very unique. It's got a pick guard that's put into the body. The original one was red, and it was all EMG equipped. But I changed that out quite a bit. And these are Cool Rails by Duncan. I don't even ever see these for sale anymore. All right, so you've seen all my stuff. This Jet, this is a very fine guitar. For the price you pay for these, it's a wonderful guitar. This is going to be modified. So that's why I'm showing it to you. It's got the nice cut on it already. It's got a big block tremolo on it. The electronics are not happy. The neck is fantastic. But that's going to get modified. Now this is a very inexpensive, I think this thing was 79 bucks. I only bought it because it was cheap and I wanted to modify it. So this is a Glary. It's part Mustang and part Jaguar, because a Mustang, an original Mustang, would have that little round tailpiece on it and one of these that move back and forth. So this would, like I said, would be on an offset guitar more than this. But this has got the little switch. They're not the three-way switches. So I don't know what I'll exactly do about that. It sounds pretty good. It plays pretty good. The neck's fine. I mean, it needs work. But this is another one we're going to work on this next year, hopefully. That's why I'm showing it to you. Now this is an original Fender Bronco. I don't know the year, probably 70s. And these were student guitars. Now, in case you hadn't noticed, this doesn't look like my Dualsonic, because that's what a Bronco looked like. It looked like a Dualsonic with little stubby, like those right there. Little stubby things. Well, I took the old bandsaw out of this decades ago, and it's set up for slide. I used to play slide. I don't anymore. I just haven't had a reason to do it. Never been in a band that needed a slide player. It does not have anything really original on it. The neck's original, the body. This pickup is really cool. I've never seen any of these for sale since the 80s, and it was a Bill Lawrence 350, and it works. It's really a beautiful, round, thick tone for that slide playing stuff. Anyways, guys, and this, of course, I modified the heck out of this poor thing, and I stained it myself long time ago. So that's the guitars. I'm not going to work on that. I just showed it to you for the fun of it. So now, guys, in closing, first off, my friend Mike Tunn's book, I'm hoping some of you guys will go out and buy this book. I know it's a little expensive. It's like 30 bucks. I know you can watch things online. But this thing, Mike put his heart and soul into it. He used to work at Fender, and he was one of the top guys there for that period of time. He worked with a lot of artists, a lot of stars, getting their guitars that they want, their, artist model guitars. It's got beautiful pictures in it. And there's stuff in here that you wouldn't see, because some of the things that came out of this era never went into production. They got made and they got looked at, but then Fender for some reason said no, or they just made a very few of them. Like these, if I can find it again. Oh man, where's it at? Anyways, these splatter guitars that they made for a while, you just don't see those around. And they were made down in Mexico. Mike explained all that. It's kind of cool because he was in on it. Anyways, guys, just fantastic stuff. And it's just a wonderful coffee table book. He spent a lot of time, and of course he had to get the okay from Fender. But since he was a Fender guy and worked with all these guys at Fender, the big shots, they said, yeah, go ahead, go for it. It's not a history of Fender from Leo on, but it's a great book, guys. It's called Electric Guitars and Basses, 2002 to 2006 by Michael Tunn. And it's got a different cover on it now because Hal Leonard has taken up the printing it out. So, that being said, I just wanted to leave you with a little list of people that I love to watch in case you're interested in that. Okay, for finishing work, I've watched a lot of Big D guitars. I think I'm not sure where he's from. And Brad Angove. He's great. He's out of Canada. He just goes really in depth on, helping you to figure out things about finishing. Okay, I've got a little list of guys that I love to watch that I think are really great to watch. If this takes people away from my channel, so be it. These guys are good. And some of them have great editing. You know, a couple of them don't. A couple of them are like me, a phone and a light switch and a couple guitars. But other guys have incredible editing. So I'll start off with one of my very favorites, J-Man. Capital J dash capital M-A-N. Out of Prince Edward Island in Canada. He's fabulous. Not only is he an incredible country picker, he can pick anything too. The country is he's just stink hot. He's right on the tail of Brad Paisley. He does a lot of modifying, fixing up for people, and he does all kinds of giveaways. What's up with that, you guys? That's incredible. We've got Sean and Kathy at Scar My Guitar. That's just a fabulous channel. He can build anything. He can repair anything. And they're just a hoot to watch. Honest, down-to-earth, down-home people building beautiful instruments. Okay, Daryl Braun Guitar, also out of Canada. He's just all around great. Showcasing new stuff, old stuff, cool stuff. Now, Dan at Guns and Guitars, he's great too. He's a guy that just builds and stuff that's incredible. He's an electronics genius, so it's fun to watch him put 500 switches on a guitar, and they all do something. It's incredible. He can also put guitars together really fast. I don't know how he does that. Now, this is one of my favorite guys in the whole world because I played in a band with him for a long time. Leonard Griffey Blues. He just does, showcases new instruments, new amplifiers. Sometimes he does pedals, depends on that. But he's not only a phenomenal player, he's just got a great channel. He's he's just good all the way around. He's not making videos right now, but I'm sure he'll soon be back to it. Plus, you can look backwards through his stuff and see a lot of videos. He does a lot of really nice guitar reviews. I think we've all seen Philip McKnight. He's great. The Guitar Geek, Andy with he cut his afro off, but or trimmed it down. But he's great to watch, and John is just too loud. That guy is incredible, and he's one of these guys that people send guitars to him, to review. And he's just a phenomenal player, recorder, producer. He writes lots of songs. He plays in a huge, big band, and he's phenomenal. And he's just really cool to watch. Now, for learning stuff, I got 3 guys: Mark Zabel, Paul Davids, and Russ Campbell. Now, there's tons of them out there, but these are 3 guys that are really down to earth. You can watch, and you can, if you practice, you can learn stuff. And so that's about it, except for Trogley. Trogley's guitars, he's great. At first, when I was watching him, it was all Gibson stuff, but now he's doing, and maybe he always has, but from when I started watching him about a year ago, it was heavy Gibson, but now it's just everything. And he does great reviews. He's got great editing skills and a great setup and everything, so it's a pleasure to watch him. And he takes things all the way apart, even brand new stuff, and shows you what's going on with him. And 6 Strings Supplies, I use that guy kind of for looking up wiring schematics and stuff. Anyways, guys, that is my roundup for the year. Once again, I hope you have a wonderful and a blessed Christmas. I hope this wasn't too boring for you. And there, as you can see, I've got some stuff I've got to keep working on. Plus, I have another guitar kit that I've never even got to. And a couple other things waiting in the wings that just might show up one of these days from Santa or something. You just never know, guys. So anyways, with that, I'm going to leave you with a small verse. Like I said, I love the Lord, and I love doing this channel, and I know there's some folks out there that don't want to hear about it, but I feel it's my duty to just say a few things once in a while when the time is right. So this is Timothy 1:7. God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Think about it. Self-discipline. We're not supposed to go around being afraid of everything. Anyways, guys, that being said, don't forget to pray for your country, whatever country it is. Don't forget to pray for the world, a world in great upheaval, and seems to be on the edge every day. Something new, weird thing is happening, drones flying around, and this guy's killing that guy, and so we gotta get our world stabilized, hopefully, and maybe that'll happen here pretty soon, or start to happen. And don't forget to pray for your friends, neighbors, and loved ones that need medical attention. I've got them. Probably a lot of you guys out there have got them. Let's keep our thoughts and prayers going to the Father and get as many as we can on the road to recovery next year. Once again, love you all. Thank you to all the new viewers. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm just still working on that blue 51 Squire style guitar. That's a slow process because it's being oiled, and oil takes a long time to dry. Anyways, guys, once again, I will see you later in the next video. I don't know when. Like I said, we've got a bunch of people coming into town, so I may not be out here goofing around. But you never know. I might show up. See you later. Bye-bye.